My name's Stephen Johnson from Stephen Johnson Photography. Today we're doing another one of our TRG or Trusted Referral Network bio interviews. And today in the studio I've got Peter Killick. I'll leave him to tell you a little bit more about himself. So Peter, can you state for the record please your name, your company's name and what it is that you do?
I'm Peter Killick. My company name is PK Networks Limited, and IT computers and support from workstations, laptops, servers, firewalls, the lot really.
Networks, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. How long have you been in business?
Oh, long time. Well, I started off doing computers for a company called Celtec, and eventually took voluntary redundancy. Got employed for a call centre company called Navigator Customer Management, where I was their IT manager for about 12 years. Eventually, I was made redundant from that particular company, and decided, what should I do next? And my neighbour's been nagging at me for so long, Pete, why don't you start up your own business? You're clever enough, you know what you're doing. And that's exactly what I did. Started up PK Networks, sole trader, very successful, and eventually had to bite the bullet and think, you know what, I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger client-wise, that I should go limited. Also went VAT registered as well, because obviously I was now turning over some, to the point of VAT registration, and not look back. I now employ my son, who works for me as well, so it's become a bit of a family business.
Keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family, love it, enjoy it, we get on really well. So yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, Peter. And what got you into this business in the first place?
I've always been a bit of a techie guy. Always enjoyed computers and stuff like that. Before I was at Celtec for one of my jobs, I was at a company called Strong Electronics, where we did electronic design work. I went to college, I was trained in electronics design, and used to do PCB work, which is...
So what's PCB?
That's printed circuit boards, where you stuff the boards with all the components and stuff like that. Computers do that now. I've done design work as well. I've actually sold my own product, which was converting American TV, NTSC, into RGB. I did that for people with laser discs.
Sure.
But I got fed up with doing printed circuit board stuff and went into computers, which is what Celtec and that was all about. And never looked back. I'm one of these people that firmly believes that don't do a job that you don't enjoy. You know.
I totally agree. I mean, my hobby is my job, and my job's my hobby, so I can do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. What do you feel is your USP, your unique selling point, Peter?
I won't sell something to a client just because they think they need it. Take this Windows 7 to Windows 10 upgrade. A lot of computers that are out there, even if they're 5 years old, are using the Intel I series. There's a lot of unscrupulous companies out there that are saying, oh, you need to buy a new computer. And being honest and knowing exactly what the client wants, and I also want their repeat business, we'd actually sell them an upgrade kit where we would upgrade the hard drive to a solid state drive. If it needed extra memory, we would also do an upgrade to the memory, and we'd upgrade the machines to Windows 10. Very few machines did we have to replace with clients and new clients that come on board. So my unique selling point will be, we won't oversell. We won't sell you something that you don't actually need. Even if you think you need it, we'll sell you what you do need.
Perfect. Okay, I mean, 'cause I know you offer service contracts as well, don't you, to your customers? So that's where the honesty side of that comes in a great deal.
Oh,
otherwise,
yes.
they wouldn't stay with you.
No, totally agree. It's one of those things where, if they like you and you sell them the right product, they will sign up, or they will come back to you for other work, which most, all my clients do. In all the years I've traded, I've not actually lost a client.
And where possible, you actually fix computers online without even going to see them, don't you?
Yes, through TeamViewer and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll fix them. Even talking to people, I get people that turn around and say to me, "Oh, I'm a complete dunce when it comes to computers. This will be a silly question," and I just turn and say, "There are never silly questions with computers. You may think it's silly, but it's not. You obviously, it's it's one of those things. It's like photography.
We know what we're doing.
You know what you're doing with photography. I know what I'm doing with computers. You know, so.
I mean, my customers quite often say to me, "We don't want to ask a silly question." I said, "There are no silly questions. There may be a silly answer, but there are no silly questions."
Totally.
Peter, how long have you been a member of TRG, and how well does it work for you?
TRG since it started. And how does it work for me? Literally, when I first started, I did all the usual mail shots, loads of cold calling, things like that, advertising on Google. Just got no business, and obviously there were people that I knew said, "Have you ever tried going to one of these networking groups?" And I thought, no. What's a networking group? Being pretty naive, always been employed, now actually starting my own business, and contacted Chris Tomaszewski.
One of the founders,
and come along for a meeting. I've been in a meeting ever since, and I've picked up lots of work from it. I don't do mail shots, I don't do cold calling, because trusted referrals is exactly what it is. We get referrals from other members, from people that they know that need the help, and they are my sales team.
Sure, you've got 15 to 20 other unpaid salespeople in the room.
Yeah.
We all do the same for each other. Yes, I'm the same. What is your perfect customer?
Perfect customer? Anyone really. Anyone that needs IT support. I don't generally do home users or gamers. PK Networks is ideally for businesses, small businesses, and for home professionals. Home professionals are people that work from home with their own computers, such as yourself. But there are times, when someone says, "Oh, it's really, really urgent. I really need some help," and we will do that. We will help people out if in their hour of need. Which we've done plenty of times as well. So
you've done lots of late nights.
Late nights, early mornings. Yeah. I mean, there's been times when it's been like a 24-hour shift. Where we're doing server moves and stuff like that.
Sure.
Site relocations.
Sure, because you do all the cable laying and all that kind of stuff as well, don't you?
Do the Cat5 cabling, yes, yeah. Office moves, relocations. I've literally, the company navigator, I ended up going self-employed for because they didn't want to employ me. We literally, I stripped down their server room on a Friday afternoon, and there were 2 cabinets there. And me and another guy, we stripped it down, we loaded it into a transit van, all the equipment. We took it up to Colchester. Friday evening, Saturday morning, we were moving all the equipment into the office, into the office, the guy that had bought the equipment. And Sunday, everything was back up and running. It was, just in a different location.
Sure.
So, and I still look after that particular company as well.
Good. Yeah, because you get a customer who knows you're reliable, and that works perfectly for them. Your business obviously covers a broad range of services, but what is your personal favourite of the type of work that you do?
I love firewalls. People will glaze over and think, "Oh, really? Firewalls are boring," but they're actually
very important. Yeah,
they're very important. That's the perimeter defence on your network.
I mean, for those that don't know, explain what a firewall is.
A firewall is literally a wall. It's to stop people from the outside breaking into your network, but it also prevents people inside the network, your employees, doing things you don't want them to do.
So it works both ways.
It works both ways, yeah.
Sure. A little bit of personal stuff, if we may, Peter. What is your personal status? Married, happy, kids, pets?
Married, yes, 30 years. June the 2nd, it was 30 years of marriage. Unfortunately, not the marriage side of things. We were supposed to have had a big 30th anniversary party, but as we know, COVID put a stop to that. But we didn't let that dampen our things, small little gathering with the kids at home already. Two kids living at home. I say kids. One's 29, the other one's 26, and she'll kill me for not actually knowing that one. Seeing her birthday's in a couple of days' time. And my eldest, Richard, who's 30, So yeah.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to photograph some of your family, and I might even slip the odd photograph in here. Peter knows which one I'm going to slip in. Tell us a little something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
Well, something about myself. I got rescued off Beachy Head.
I've seen the newspaper.
You've seen the newspaper clippings, yes. I was out fishing with my dad and a friend. The boat turned over just off Beachy Head, the other side of the lighthouse. And I tell you what, that was the most scariest time. I must have been about 30 years old. It was the most scariest time of my life. I actually thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to drown. For everyone out there, wear a life jacket. Don't think you're big, not wearing one in front of your mates. Wear a life jacket. But yeah, rescued by the RNLI. What a bunch of guys. That lighthouse is big, but those cliffs are bigger.
Sure. I think you've already answered this, but I do know there are a few other bits and pieces in there. What kind of things do you like to do in your spare time, Peter?
I don't like sea fishing anymore, for obvious reasons, yeah. But I do enjoy freshwater fishing. That's one thing I do love. That's one of the things every year I go away up to Warmwell, or along to Warmwell, Dorset way, take a lodge for 10 days, and all I will do is sit by a lake and fish. Go out occasionally with the wife, you know, to a bit of sightseeing, walk around the coast, because it's lovely in Dorset. But fishing, and Dan and I have just started, you know, my son, we've started fishing a few of the Hayward Heath lakes as well, so, you know, just trying to chill. Sure. But I've always got my phone with me, so I'm always contactable. I never let the business not have, you know, there's always there.
Now, this is a question I know every fisherman has a ready answer for. What's the biggest fish you've caught?
Oh, we would know. I suppose about, say, yay big. Yeah. My daughter says to me, because another one of my hobbies are my fish. I've got a number of koi carp in, you know, a lot of koi in a pond in the garden. And she says to me, how can you go and catch them and have them as pets? And I say, well, she said, don't you hurt them? And I said, well, apparently it doesn't hurt them because they're cold-blooded. But when I first started fishing, it was hooked. You know, the hooks were barbed. It's a completely different hobby now. In fact, because I hadn't done it for so long, I had to throw away most of my tackle because it was effectively not illegal, but you couldn't fish with it. You know, it wasn't, you know, seen as the right thing. So.
Okay. Why should someone out there looking for someone to look after their IT come to you?
Why would you come to me? Because a lot of people think that they can do it themselves. Yes, they can. But my job is IT. It's what we do. Other people, like yourself, you're a photographer. You know, yes, you know a bit of IT, but you're better off doing the photography work and letting me do your IT, because that's what we specialise in. An accountancy company that I look after, which in fact was a referral through Trusted Referrals, they one of their ladies was doing the IT, and they then decided that they'd get me in because it was actually costing more money in that she wasn't doing what she should be doing. And now they employ me, and we have a really good relationship, and I still get ongoing work from them as well.
Because you can fix something quicker than she ever could.
Exactly.
And get it right first time.
Exactly.
And of course you're accountable if it goes wrong.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Peter. Now, what is the best piece of advice you can give to anyone who might be coming to you for in your line of work?
Have you switched it off and on again? I tell you what, people laugh at you. Yes, you got the IT crowd, but you know what? It fixes most problems. What you've got to remember is a computer is just a computer. All you want is something in the memory to confuse it, corrupt it, shut it down, restart it from scratch. And in fact, with the Windows 10 machines, a bit of free advice, once you shut them down, unplug them, leave them off for 10 minutes, plug them back in, because it seems to really give them a new lease of life. I don't know why, whether it's something to do with the software, but it does seem to reset them better.
Same thing applies to phones, boxes, Virgin boxes, all those things.
Anything electronic, you know, shut them off, unplug them. Even Sky will tell you with the Sky box, if you're having problems with them, unplug them and leave them unplugged for 10 minutes. BT routers, another thing. You know, just leave them off.
Yeah. It's not just a quick on and off. No, because they've got caches in them. Haven't
they've got capacitors in it, capacitors in the in there that hold the electronics on for a little bit longer, you're better off just unplugging it for 10 minutes so it discharges properly.
Okay. Now, final question coming up, Peter. You don't need to give me the details because I will be putting those up on a slide that you can freeze frame and get all his contact details. That'll be email, phone number, website, that kind of thing. But how do you prefer to be contacted, Peter?
For inquiries, I prefer email. If it's urgent and you really need a quick answer, call me on my mobile or my landline.
Sure. Okay, Peter, thank you very much. That's you.
Thank you very much, Stephen.